Nothing compares to the taste of a freshly picked tomato. And when your plants remain healthy, you can harvest these tasty treats all season long. But no matter how often we tend to our plants, sometimes a disease affects our garden and the tomato plants suffer. These diseases can affect everyone from the gardener with just one patio tomato to the farmer with an acre-sized plot. While there are too many plant diseases to discuss in just one video, we can shrink the list down to the 10 most common diseases that affect tomato plants. Tomato plants are susceptible to a wide variety of diseases, and many of them fall under the same category. We will cover fungus, viruses, and bacterial diseases. There is a wide array of options to control these diseases, including simple DIY solutions that we will talk about later in the video. Many of the diseases I am going to cover can be prevented. Be sure to plant tomatoes far enough apart to provide good air circulation and do not water overhead. Destroy any infected plants at the end of the growing season. Do not compost these plants as they can reinfest your garden next year. Also, sanitize your tools between use. Disease pathogens can catch a ride on your pruners or other tools, possibly infecting the next plant you use them on. There are several sanitation methods, including a bleach solution, alcohol, or sanitizing wipes. Just let your tools soak in the solution after use. Be sure to dry the tool thoroughly before storage. This first list of tomato diseases are caused by fungi. Fungal attacks are probably the most common of tomato diseases. Easily transferred by air or physical contact, the spores can lay dormant through the winter to attack again when the weather warms. Early blight will normally first appear on the lower leaves of the plant in the form of leaf spots that are either brown or black. The leaf spots will eventually migrate to the stem and even to the fruits of the tomato. Early blight normally occurs during hot weather when there has been a significant amount of rain and humidity. A fungicide can help to reduce the damage, but it will only lessen, not eliminate the issue. Late blight is more rare and affects both tomatoes and potatoes, but it is also most destructive. It can destroy a crop within just days. Late blight usually occurs when late season temperatures are cool and the dew is heavy. Small lesions that resemble dark, water-soaked spots will appear on the stems, leaves, or fruit. Repeated fungicides throughout the growing season can help protect from late blight. Southern blight most often occurs in the summer months when the soil is warm and moist. Discolored lower leaves, wilted foliage, and plant collapse are symptoms of this disease that usually results in the death of the plant. Good sanitation is the best treatment. The soil itself may also need to be sanitized. For instructions on this method, see the link in the description. Fusarium wilt. This self-explanatory name indicates the major symptom of the disease, wilt. The wilting symptom is the first sign, and as the disease progresses, leaves yellow, fade, and new growth becomes stunted. Many times the disease will attack just one half of the leaf or one half of the plant before it moves to the other. Verticillium wilt presents the same leaf symptoms as Fusarium wilt, but it will attack both sides of the plant at once. The leaves will curl, wilt, discolor, and then die and drop off the plant. Verticillium wilt cannot be cured. Once it has entered the plants need to be removed and destroyed. The disease will remain in the soil after you remove the plant, so be sure to choose resistant varieties in future plantings. Many hybrids are resistant to these two tomato plant diseases, and we will talk more about that later. Anthracnose is another common disease of tomato plants. Small, circular, bruised spots develop on the skin of both green and ripe fruits, which invite other fungi to infect the interior of the fruit. As the disease progresses, the lesions get larger, deeper, and darker. To prevent this fruit rot, water at the base of the plant to prevent splashing and wet leaves. Harvest fruits as soon as they are ripe and clean up the previous season's plant debris. Copper-based fungicides can be applied when the plants form their first fruit cluster as another act of prevention. Molds and mildews should be included in any list of tomato diseases. They are usually found when plants are spaced too closely, resulting in poor air circulation. They are easy to diagnose as a white or gray powdery substance will appear on the surface of the leaves. With time, the whitish leaves may turn brown, shrivel up, become dry, and brittle. This disease can be controlled if you begin fungicide applications at the first sign of mildew. Neem oil, sulfur sprays, and products containing potassium bicarbonate are all helpful. Viruses are the second most common disease category of tomato plants. These mosaic viruses can stunt growth, mottle the leaves, and produce deformed fruits. Tomato leaf curl appears just as it sounds. The leaves become curled and deformed. The plant growth may also become stunted, taking on a bush-like growth habit. Flowers will not develop, and those that do simply drop off. If you believe your plant has developed a viral infection, removal of the infected plants is necessary to prevent any further transmission to other plants nearby. Septoria leaf spot is a disease first evident on the oldest leaves of the plant. It is easily identified from other leaf disorders with its quarter-inch sunken water spots with brown edges and a lighter tan center. Treatment can be applied on a 7 to 10 day schedule beginning after blossom drop when the first fruits are visible. Bacterial speck is a less common disease, and while it is unsightly, it is not fatal to the plant. The symptoms show as small brown spots with an outer yellow ring. The spots are small but may often overlap, making them look even larger and irregular. In severe cases, the spots will spread to the fruit. While there might not be much you can do to prevent some tomato diseases, early identification enables you to provide a treatment to minimize the damage and prevent further spread through your entire crop. If you choose to use a fungicide spray on your ailing plants, there are safe-to-use products on the market for home use, many of which are organic. Always consult the label carefully for instructions on rate and method of application. Check with your local garden center or extension office for the best methods of control in your area. A homemade fungicide solution can easily be made from ingredients you probably already have at home. I have added just 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda to 16 ounces of water. After shaking the mixture, you can apply it to your plants. Check the link in the description for more DIY plant fungicides. Another option to control these common diseases is to grow hybrids that are disease resistant. If you have had disease issues in your garden in the past years, select a variety that is resistant to that particular disease. Gardeners can find which varieties are resistant to certain diseases by looking at the back of the plant label or with a quick internet search. For example, the letter V represents Verticillium Wilt resistance. For a listing of all of the seed packet abbreviations and an extensive list of our favorite disease-resistant varieties, see the link in the description below. But being disease-resistant does not mean complete immunity. Your tomato plants might still become infected, but the built-in resistance means they might not succumb to the disease as easily as a variety that does not have any resistance at all. Now you have the know-how to identify, control, and prevent common tomato diseases. For additional information on planting, harvesting, and watering, check out our ebook all about tomatoes. We've gathered all of our tips, tricks, and lessons learned to create an essential guide to growing delicious tomatoes. Download the free ebook today with the link in the description. And be sure to visit us at gardeningknowhow.com for all the tomato know-how. Thanks for watching and happy gardening!